The charity Music for Dementia. Very good morning to you all. Paul, how is it watching that?
Weird.
Good weird.
Absolutely weird. Most peculiar. I'm more interested in sitting on this couch, though. This is really wonderful.
Well, when you walk, I'm going to share with everyone watching.
Sort of camouflaging in the red.
I like what you've done with the red.
Good try.
You thought it through. And I should just explain, when you arrived, the whole family, good morning, by the way, so the whole family was here because your three boys helping you come to join us on the sofa here.
Yeah.
It's a very touching moment. A lot of emotion, I think it would be fair to say, as you're watching that back and thinking about what's been going on.
Yes, it is. You know, I can't say much because it's all happened before, and I'm just looking around at all these amazing lights and these amazing people, and I find that far more interesting than talking about me.
Well, we're amazed to meet you. We're just so impressed about this revolution that you're starting, the piece of music that you wrote, which brought with it then £1 million donation. Do you remember the moment you found out about that?
Oh, yes. When Sir Tom Hunter told me that, you know, I just burst into tears, in actual fact, because there was all this money.
You thought it was being donated to you personally, didn't you?
Oh, well, then you found out you had to share it.
Keep him quiet. You know, no, that was very, very moving to me because, you know, it was all going to a really good cause, and I'm very happy about that.
Nick, I don't like speaking for other people, but one part of this story, I think, is your dad, and he's amazing, and we can all see that. The other part is the family, is your relationship, and how close you are, and how you're helping each other and learning off each other, and that's another big part of it.
Oh, absolutely. It's well, Dad and I, and Tom and Simon, my two brothers who are behind the cameras.
Just over there, by the way, if you can hear them in the distance.
We're such a close-knit unit. The three of us are as thick as thieves, and we're so proud of you, Dad, for everything that you've achieved over the past year or so. I mean, we always knew that your music was world-class, but in your 80th year, to get into the top 40, to get onto... And now that's what I call music CD, underneath Kylie Minogue, at 80 years old. I mean, and all the money that you've raised, you're so awesome. And, yeah.
I'm not sure who Kylie Minogue is, actually.
Well,
she sings a bit.
Does she?
She sings a bit.
Maybe we need a duet with Kylie next.
Yes,
What?
that's a good idea.
You don't want to hear my singing voice. I'm very happy to accompany her. Yeah. I'll accompany her on the piano, but...
Kylie, if you're watching, there's the offer. Grace, we'll bring you in. What is it about music and people who live with dementia and their families that is so special?
Well, I think Paul and Nick's stories really encapsulated it. It really helps to connect people. At a time when a condition disconnects people, it stops them from communicating and being in the here and now. Music really brings people together and connects them, and Paul and Nick are just the most wonderful example of that. But you don't have to be a trained musician or a professional musician to feel the benefits of it. Anybody can feel the benefits because we're all musical beings. We've all got this ability to connect with music.
And what is it within the brain then when it's struggling to cognate certain elements of life, and yet it can process music? It can perfectly sometimes bring those memories back. Why is that?
Lots of complex science, but a simple version is that we process music across the whole brain and not just in one region. So when the dementia starts to take hold, there's still parts of the brain that's not affected, which means that the music can still be processed. And of course, we don't just process music in our brains, we process it in our bodies and through communication and various different ways. So when there's one route that's being blocked, there's another route that the music finds.
That's fascinating.
Paul, can you pick up on that? When we saw the pictures of you at your piano,
Yeah.
what does it feel like for you, which is different from how you might otherwise be feeling?
My music is, you know, where I can have some bad days because I can't remember things. My memory is shot to pieces, really. But I just go to the piano and I can remember everything. Every piece of music that I've written, every piece of music that I used to play. And, you know, it all comes back there. But off stage sort of thing, I don't remember much. I mean, today, you know, the lads were saying, "Here you go into the studio," you know. Oh, right, fine. You know, and of course I've been told all this before, but I can't remember it.
And Nick, you have to adapt to that then, don't you, about telling the same messages to your dad time after time?
Yeah, like Dad says, he has good days and bad days. And bad days, he might call me or Tom or Simon a few times throughout the day, and he's forgotten that he's called. So we're having the same conversations, and that can be. That initially that was challenging because, you know, as people who care, we want to reassure you that everything's okay, but as human beings, we say, hang on, you talked about that before. But now we've learned just to go with the flow and have those same conversations again.
Paul, can I ask you, when you talk about not being able to remember things, there'll be lots of people watching right now, who that's maybe happening to a family member. They're seeing some of that happen. Yeah. I wonder what words you have.
I would just say, quite simply, you know, it may be happening to them, but just try through the music side, playing something, and they remember. They remember. Music continues where the printed word stops. That's what I think, and it's a great wonderful thing that, you know, if we can go to that, as I shouldn't be saying this, but if a few politicians actually had some musical background and thought that they would do better than they think.
Do you know what? I think, Paul, you can say whatever you like. you can say...
Thank you very much.
I kind of wish you had a piano in front of you right now. Maybe another time we can do that.
That would be amazing.
And it's such an important message, isn't it, that you can live alongside dementia and have a very full and complete life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
So important, and I think we've seen that so much through the donation that's come through, and in all the organisations we've been able to support with that funding across the country. It's just incredible. That money's live in action right now, and we've also been able to support so many people through Paul raising so much awareness around it. And we've got lots of resources and guides on our website, because I think sometimes people feel a bit worried about where to start with music. You know, they think, oh, I need to be an expert, I need to be trained, but actually you don't.
You really don't.
Exactly. You can just, you know, take a moment to sit with somebody and really enjoy some quality time together.
It's been an absolute treat having you all here, all the family, all over there, who are all going to help now to take you off the sofa. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Well, thanks for having me.
We know you're in Manchester for a very special reason as well. Not revealing too much,
no.
But we'll have more on the programme on Monday. We're not saying anything else.
No.
That's
They
where we're
wouldn't even
stopping.
tell us because they don't trust us. But we'll be tuning in on Monday at 8:26. Time to get the news, travel and weather where you are this morning.